songs in the quiet, like a heartbeat in an empty room. Warm pads swell slowly, strings sigh, and the first verse enters like a confession. I found you in a moment, lost between the lines, a quiet whisper written in the corners of my mind. You were something unexpected in a world I'd left behind, a story I stopped reading when I'd run out of time. My heart was something damaged, full of chapters left to burn. I'd close the book of hoping, thinking love would not return. But then your voice was music, like a prayer against the pain, a promise in the silence that the sun would rise again. Now the pages start to flutter, every word begins to breathe, and the ink that once was fading writes the world you showed to me. And you turned my story into something brave, healing all the pieces that I'd learned to save. Every tear and scar I used to be afraid of, you held them like treasure in a heart made of love. If tomorrow ever changes, if the words begin to fade, I will stand where we began, with love in pages, love that stayed. The quiet in the morning never sounded quite like this. Your laughter paints the sunlight we so often used to miss. I learned the world is softer when you stop trying to be strong, that love is not perfection, it's surviving being wrong. You saw the broken letters in a language I forgot, held my shaking hands and said the damage mattered not. And in the space between us, where the fears began to fall, I found the me I'd buried underneath the wrecked and small. Now the pages crumble open like a door I'd never tried, and your voice becomes the anchor pulling storms back from the tide. And you turn my story into something brave, healing all the pieces that I'd learned to save. Every tear and scar I used to be afraid of, you held them like treasure in a heart made of love. If tomorrow ever changes, if the words begin to fade, I will stand where we began, with love in pages, love that stayed. Maybe all the greatest battles are the ones we fight alone, in the shadows of the memories of the houses we called home. But your hands became the lantern, chasing night beyond the door. You rewrote the way I breathe and taught me how to feel once more. Every chapter that was broken, every line that didn't rhyme, you said stories aren't about perfection, they're about surviving time. And you turned my story into something true, every line and every lesson leading straight to you. All the hurt I carried folded into grace. Now the world feels softer since you held my face. If we stumble in the future, if the pages fall apart, I will reread our story slowly with the whisper of your heart. Because love is never perfect, yet it always finds its place, and the world is still worth holding when you write your life in faith. So if